Hi, everybody. This is Dice with Salty Entertainment Fun Time, addressing one specific fan, Mama Dice. In this podcast, we discuss a word that you absolutely hate. I say it multiple times before I even address that you absolutely hate it, and I apologize for my lapse in judgment, and I apologize for the fact that I will probably use the word on this stream and platform a lot more. But please, if you do not want to hear the word, please just skip this one. To everybody else, enjoy the history of the podcast.
The history of the podcast?
Sure, I don't want to say the history of the word in the disclaimer.
Oh, I mean, we should probably say it in the disclaimer so that they know what the word is.
Cunt.
Yes! To bring everybody up to speed, all of our friends out there, the next Salty Talks is dropping Sunday.
Sunday. Tune in and watch.
Yeah, Sunday at noon. There's we're gonna drop that bomb, and I don't know how much we want to give away about it before going into it. So it's your normal Salty Talks format. We talk some shit, we play some games, but the games involve freestyling during this one. Now,
if you've listened to any of the podcasts before, you know me and Jayne pride ourselves on loving of the rap community and things like that, and trying to put our talents to use, even if it's just through singing some songs or making up little funny things here and there. And the hardest part we're having with it is we are disappointed in ourselves.
Yep.
We are extremely disappointed in ourselves, to the point where I could probably make a compilation of shit we've done on VOD of just random stuff, even though most of it is like me and you sucking each other's dick somehow. And I promise you, to me and to him at least, it sounds better than what we put out. Now, everybody else seems to think we're fine, which is cool. You know, there's a lot of people who just go way too hard on themselves, and I get where everybody's coming from.
We both fall into that modicum of people. So, like,
there's a $3 word for the day.
Modicum?
Modicum of people.
I do like that word.
I'll make a moderately amount of people come. I think. Did I use it right? But yeah, it's pretty much that. We are. Do we want to diss on ourselves and just rip ourselves apart, or do we just want to preface that?
You know, I think no matter how much we rip on ourselves now, we're gonna get ripped on enough later. So it's not like we can beat people to the punch on this one.
Oh, I kind of can. So one of my worst things that I hate about new rap and a lot of mumble rapping is a lot of people repeat themselves and say the same things over and over again. Guess what Dice does the whole fucking time? Guess what Dice does whenever he's stuck and doesn't know what to do?
Is it repeat yourself a bunch of times?
Oh, it's say motherfucker at least 6 times in a row, and I couldn't believe I did it. That and everybody is like a word I just wanted to throw into that whole fucking thing.
Yep. It's weird how that happens too. Like, you start up a line with a word, and then you get fixated on that word, and you keep bringing it up because you just like how the word flows.
Yeah. And it's exactly that, and I can hear it in the 4th rap.
So now you also know that there are 4 rap rounds.
I remember the first Salty Talks, man. We just it was such a whim and such a.
It was so seat of your pants.
Yeah, and it was
just
so
fun.
Flying. It was a lot of fun. And again, we're not shitting on the 3rd one at all. Everybody involved did fucking fantastic. There is a lot of great content in it. I fully believe.
100%.
The in between round stuff is beautiful, and it flows well. We bounce off each other. It's really nice. This is the best video we are going to release in a while. But I hate me. I just fucking hate myself. I'm
watching it back. I'm like, other people may find this funny. I mean, hopefully all of you guys will find it funny.
I hope it's hilarious, and we are literally. I hope at the end of the day we are just too hard on ourselves. I hope that's the case. I hope we are beating ourselves too bad.
Yeah, but it's not the case. Regardless, though.
Yeah, that's not the case.
Now I'm just thinking about when we recorded the first talks.
The first talks was a lot. Dude, the first talks I was scared because it was drawing. And this is. So, I did better in the one where I know I openly suck at drawing than I think I did at the thing I think I'm okay at, which is rapping. It's bullshit. But
What a whirlwind.
yeah, the first one was. I remember the anxiety that went into the second one for me because, ooh, sausage gets made time.
Yeah, we can talk about it now. Those projects have been out for.
they're
Oh
about-
shit!
Oh, buddy.
Sorry, I'm back. Cut that part out.
This couch ain't as sturdy as it used to be, huh? But no, I remember the second one having a lot of anxiety and shit like that because it got delayed 1 month because, and we can talk about this. Like it got delayed. We were supposed to put it out a lot sooner. We were supposed to put it out 2 months sooner than it actually came out because the editing took a month, and it got delayed a month due to personal reasons through the crew. To the point where I had to rewrite my entire script. Twice. Like everything that I was planning to talk about, everything that you've seen, and for as late as it came out after E3, like I had other subjects that was supposed to be talked about before then. E3 came and it was like a saving grace. I was like, I'll just talk about each category and break it down really simple. And I'm sitting there shaking like, this sucks. This is stupid. And man, it's not the right categories. Like this isn't what it was based on. Like this wasn't what I built off it. But then it turned out fine.
Do you remember what the categories were before they were E3? What they were going to be?
I don't think the Sonic rework had happened yet. So I don't want to say it was that.
Yeah, we talked about the Sonic rework in my talks.
No, we talked about Sonic in your talks, not the rework. We talked
you
about
mean when they fixed Sonic?
When they fixed Sonic, when he came back and he was good, and they put a business out of a company out of business. Fans, man. Speaking of which, hey, you guys like salty?
Yeah,
you
put
should
us
hit
out
that
of
subscribe
business.
button. Put us
Wait.
out of business. Can you put us out of what we don't have? But no, yeah, we talked.
Self-deprecation.
Oh, that's
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Roll that one back. Self-deprecation. No breathing.
that song is 20 years old.
That song is 28 years old.
20 years old.
Oh, okay.
That song is 20 years
Okay.
old.
Whew.
That came out in 2000.
I was like, what the fuck do you mean?
No, it didn't come out when I was born.
I mean, 20 years old is
I'll be 28
equally.
this year.
20 years old is equally as surprising. Well, not equally as surprising, but I digress.
Yeah, one of the things that we got told about as we get off topic. So basically, I like the feedback. It helps me. I just like calling it out too. So basically, we talked about Sonic on yours. I think my old ones were. What was before E3? What was like a big? I'm pretty sure I had a political thing on there. Like at one point, I think I talked about Trump because even in the intro, you hear I say we talk about world news, fake news, gaming news, and like I remember I specifically put it in there because I think I had something on Trump at that time, and then by the time we got to it, it was just blowed over.
Yeah.
And I know like we don't take political stance. It wasn't gonna be like, oh, what's your opinions on Trump today, and then we're gonna pull cards and debate on if Trump's a good president. It was gonna be like. I think it was just about his Twitter account. Like if
he probably had a hot tweet.
Like that was it. Like it wasn't Kaveffe. We weren't that fucking. It wasn't that fucking far behind.
Kafefe was a long time ago.
Yeah, Kaveffe was years.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that far behind because Salty's only been back for 2. I think. 1.5.
One and like a quarter. We started back November last year.
We started in September of last year.
No.
We were releasing videos with.
You know what? We might have been streaming in September.
Were streaming under Pittsburgh VR, but we started releasing videos about that time too.
The first Isaac that came back didn't come back until late October, early November.
Really?
I shit you not.
And then eventually we realized we couldn't do a PG stream, so we had to quit the VR stream and just...
YouTube detectives, look up when the last Isaac video came. Actually, Sunray, just throw it right there.
Yeah, Sunray.
But if you want to search for it, pause the video now, go find it, and then you can be like, yeah,
Go
I
find
found
it by watching every video in reverse order from newest to oldest, and let us know what that first Isaac was. And if you enjoy that content, go ahead and hit that like button. It's the easiest way to support us. Drop a little comment, say, man, hey, this is my 3rd video in a row I watched. Good job, guys. You're doing great.
Dude.
Sometimes I'm just going to hold my fans' hands through it all. Like, hitting that like button. Seriously, I see a bunch of people watch this. Hit the like button. If you've made it this far, you like the content, hit it. Just click, bam. Big support coming our way.
You know,
We need a camera for this fucking podcast. I know that doesn't make sense.
No, we could do
But it doesn't make sense
do a
for
live
podcast.
podcast. Like people do that all the time.
Yeah, and I see. We
could break out a camera one time, see how it goes. 2 times.
I talk with my hands. I grew up with. No, I'm not Italian, but I grew up with an Italian side of a family. So I talk with my hands a lot. Probably cut that part out. Probably cut that out. Leave enough dead air.
Oh, I had something I wanted to say, now I can't remember what it was.
That's always good for a podcast.
We should probably record this at 4:19 instead of 4:21.
Inside jokes?
Oh, that's an outside joke. I think
Nobody's gonna
the
get it.
public can
Nobody's
piece
gonna
that
get
one
that.
together.
Nobody's gonna get that. Hey, if you got it, write it in the comments. Dude, I'm just gonna start doing that shit.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
like at the end of the day, you see how many people fucking like. That is the number one thing. And hey, inside YouTube, if you look up, like that is the number one thing people always say. Like people never tell them to hit the like button or subscribe
You're right.
or something like that.
But I will also say,
I hate those people. I hate the people that do it.
I have been watching Mr. Gigi. I've been binging a lot of his videos for the past.
He's binge worthy, dude. He
probably
is
about
binge
2 or 3
worthy.
weeks now. And I just hit his subscribe button yesterday.
Nah, dude. It was like
It's just, it never pops. I'm like, ooh, what do I want to watch? I want to watch Mr. Gigi. So I type it into the search bar, I click a video, and then I just let it autoplay.
I'm gonna call out them fans right now because I'm gonna call you out on it. Any fan that's like that for us, you need to be more like Dice and less like Jayne. Because listen, I was probably 3 episodes into this dude on the Predator Chronicles, and he was talking like. And again, when I found this guy, he was at 500,000 subscribers. Okay, Mr. Gigi's doing great for himself now. He still needs more though. So seriously, if you haven't gone and checked him out, go check him out after this. But
Actually, watch the new Dream Daddy, and then go watch
that one.
Then go watch Mr. Gigi.
But basically, like I listened as that dude was like, I have 300 subscribers. I have 200 subscribers, and this has been great. And he's been thanking the fans, and he gives them all kinds of shout outs and stuff. And I'm not saying we're gonna rip his shit. Like it's all that, but it's just a matter of like he says that shit all the time, and it honestly made me go. By the second episode, I went, yeah, you're good enough. Yeah, man, this is funny. This is really good. And if you only have that many subscribers, you're doing it because you like it.
Mm-hmm.
We only have 120-something subscribers. We have over 200 videos on YouTube. We're doing this because we like it.
Yeah.
Like, if you enjoy it, the easiest way to support, hit the subscribe button, hit the fucking thumbs up real quick, and hit a bell. 3 clicks. 3 clicks can support Salty more than most of the donations that you have can.
Hi. For only 3 clicks a day,
Sarah McLaughlin.
You can support a YouTuber in need with your donation clicks, with your click nations.
Click Nation. Fucking Click Nation.
Don't hit
the fucking
quit.
thing.
Do you know how many fucking... All right, we're going to rewind a little bit. Do you know how many fucking table hits I had to edit out of Salty Talks?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how many... Yo, all right,
Oh, yeah.
listen. The next time we record anything with a fucking table, we're putting so many blankets down on top of it to muffle it, because anytime somebody went... on the table, all you heard in the mic was... So every single time I heard it, I had to go, cut here, edit out all the bass. That's acceptable. Oh, look, he does it for the rest of the segment! Anyways, forward time. Now we're all dead because the aliens have come to take over our bodies, and all that's left is a hard drive containing Salty's videos.
Which will be here after we are long gone. That's what we should... You know what? For when the channel eventually dies, instead of having like the Patreon thing where if you donate so much money or subscribe for so much money a month, we'll give you like a special video every month. Instead of that, we just, every Patreon subscriber that gets it will get a piece of a map that eventually, once the channel dies, we'll have a hard drive full of all the B-roll, all the shit that we were going to put out, all the unfound edits. Like they could like make Salty videos like Tupac albums still. Like, we were gone for years, and fuck, Salty got a new video. Shit. Oh, that's back when they played Luigi Manson and Bendy, and oh, that's Isaac material there, and there's Sebastian.
I'm thinking of the things that we have cut out of our videos that like we don't want people to hear.
That would be worth all this?
Yeah. I can think of one that was from the Isaac series that we showed to Jack and said, "Hey, tell us if this can't stay in." And he heard it, looked at us like, yeah, no, that can't stay in.
Yeah, that part pretty sure.
Yeah,
well,
that
by
part-
the time
we had the best of intentions, but we didn't relay it at all.
fair, but
That's basically what it was.
so it wasn't like no horrible shit. So everybody knows. I'm pretty sure it was a political thing at the time,
It was.
and it was just it was it. Like we said it, and it was gone.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if that part should go in this. don't even know if we should
Come on,
talk
man.
about it.
No, I think it needs to be talked about. I think people like need to realize that as entertainers, as people in a public space, it is our job to entertain. So at some level, you need to disassociate with your own personality and who you are. To some extent, like obviously, I'm Jayne, but I'm also a husband and a dog and a fur dad, and I work 40 hours a week, and I yada yada yada. So like, I have to disassociate from the boring part of me for just a little bit, so I can be like, "What's up, guys? Welcome to Salty Entertainment Fun Time." And it's sometimes when you get into a character, you take it too far in a direction, and then you realize, ooh, that's not good. Like I need to reel that part back. So let's.
I still feel like how vague what I'm feeling as Dice / Jeff, or good loving boyfriend whose body's falling apart at the current moment in time.
It's not what I was trying to bring up.
I know, but what I feel like is that we're being really vague about it now, and now it seems like we did something like fucking horrible, and they got to go dig up the dirt. Like I said,
That's how you get people to do your fucking treasure hunt, you dumb cunt.
Fair, okay. If we're willing to leave in cunt, what are we willing to take out?
Oh, dude, I've told you cunt is my favorite swear word.
I don't even think it's a swear word anymore.
Nah, I mean it's still.
It's lost its
Go
punch.
into the bank, say it to the teller. Tell me what happens.
Go into the bank and tell the teller to suck your dick. See what happens. I mean, it's the same fucking thing.
Right.
But it's the appropriate. Like, so, fuck used to when you're growing
still
up.
a swear.
If you hear somebody say fuck, you used to go, oh, they made a swear.
Yeah.
Now if somebody says fuck around you, you don't even blink twice.
But it's still a swear.
But so, as fuck became less and less of a thing. Of, oh man, he just said fuck. Who cares? Like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you, man. Like, hey, buddy, fuck me. But a thing that used to be.
That last one?
Hey, buddy, fuck you.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy, go fuck yourself.
I keep hitting my fucking microphone.
But what I think like cunt used to be was the fuck of the time when fuck became normal for me at least. Like when somebody said cunt, that was the thing that went, damn man, okay, well we're talking serious business now. Like now we're talking some shit. Okay, we're not just fucking with each other. But now cunt has been thrown around between our entire group, at least, even on the channel. Like, this word used to not be allowed to be said on Salty.
Oh, really?
5 years ago, back when we first started, that word was not allowed to be said. We said don't use it. And now every YouTuber I know uses it, except the ones that are family friendly. And or, well, if they're child content, they're rip, not on YouTube. Sorry, cop is hard. But like it's just it's become nothing to me now. It's just become like it's the next fuck you. I need something else. I need
but it's still a swear.
Sure, in the sense, yes, but so is bitch, ass, and damn. Like
Right.
Sure, it's still a swear, but it doesn't have that punch anymore. Is what I was getting at. Like it doesn't offend like it used to.
Like it.
Maybe it does. I mean, maybe we're completely offensive.
I think it's. I mean, we are, but I think it's going to be considered a swear until it like completely falls out of the memory of the public. Like think about just like 100 years ago, they were using swear words that don't exist anymore. Like you know how you see those like old timey lingo charts, like going to the dance, hip hop to the sock rock, and that would be like
to
that.
the sock rock.
Or like, I mean, a real one is like the bee's knees or the cat's meow or whatever the fuck. But like they probably had swears back then. Like, and we probably say those words today, and they're not swears because nobody remembers it.
Yeah, but I feel like cunt has been around for a long time. Like my first. Okay, we could talk about our
Cunt's the OS, the O swear.
Yeah, my first
Old
I
Original
guess
swear.
memory
Damn
of
it.
cunt was the South Park episode.
My first memory.
The first time I heard it,
I remember my first memory.
there was two. Okay, besides that, there was two distinct times I remember young Dice hanging out with Mama Dice and Papa Dice, and hearing that word and specifically asking about it. The first time was in South Park because my dad would always let me watch South Park with him, which I grew up loving it. And in one of the episodes, Randy and Sharon are fighting, and he calls her a cunt. And it was uncensored because we rented the DVD, and my mom fucking turned off the TV, and I didn't get to ask questions. She just went, "You are to never fucking say that word." So I apologize, Mama Dice, if you listen to this podcast. I truly do. If you made it this far, I do apologize.
Do you want to?
She was like, you are never to fucking say it. You are never to fucking ever refer to anybody as that. And now me and you say it to each other as a joke. And Mama Dice has seen streams where I know we have said it. So I don't even think it affects her that much because she's never brought it up to me. I'll probably hear about this episode. Second time I ever ran into that word was during a Kid Rock song with Mama Dice and Papa Dice in the car. And I finally got to ask it. I was like, what's cunt? And my dad looked at me and went, pussy. And I went, what's pussy? And my mom went, a cat? Shut the fuck up, Jeff. My dad's name is Jeff, by the way, where I'm a junior. But that was my memory of it until eventually I learned all the cuss words and my friends told me what vagina was. So, but...
Man, I remember when it was fucking edgy to say the word dildo in school.
I remember getting in trouble. I don't remember it being edgy.
I remember getting in trouble for doing the, oh god, we're going off on tangents.
Oh, do you want to talk about the first time you heard cunt, or is it a funny story, or is this a funnier story than that?
I mean, which wrestler did the X thing? Was that not Chris Hardy?
Chris Hardy.
Not Chris Hardy.
Oh!
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
You are 100% wrong because it's Matt Hardy or Jeff Hardy.
Who's Chris? Hold on, who's Chris Hardy?
There's no Chris Hardy. There's Chris Jericho. There's Chris Benoit.
There's a Chris Hardy who does something, I'm sure.
There's Ed Hardy who makes shirts.
Chris Hardy ain't a word. There's Chris Christie.
Anyway, the person who did the X, now do you mean like the slapping the...
Yeah.
Slapping the dick? That's D-Generation X. That was an entire group of people that consisted of Triple H, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, Chyna, Badass Billy Gunn, and Mad Dog Jesse James.
Great.
I might have got the last one wrong, but I know Jesse James was his name.
Never watched wrestling as a kid, but I did play...
Road Dog Jesse James.
I did play the N64 WWE game. I can't remember what it was fucking called. And they did the move in that. Or my cousin, who I would play with this all the time, whenever he would win, he would do this. I'm like, I didn't know what this meant. So I'm like, oh wow, that's so cool. Like you could just do this and it makes you look cool. That's great.
You could just do this.
So I did.
For one, you have to put the X in the podcast now. Like you have to show somebody doing the move because you're just like, you could just do this. This is why we need a camera.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll have a camera next time. Sorry, friends. But I did. Long story short, I did that to another kid in my kindergarten class, and everybody got real mad at me. Mom was like, "You can't do that." I'm like, "Why?" And you could see, like, I mean, you couldn't tell, but like looking back on it, I'm sure it was that moment of, do I tell my child what sucking dick is in kindergarten?
Do I tell my child that you are telling all these kids to get down and fillet you?
Do I explain what this symbol means to my child, or do I just spank him and say, no, it's bad, it's just bad, don't?
This is where I am so happy about the way I was raised.
Yeah?
And this is I complain about a lot of stuff here and there, but I love the way I was raised. I was allowed to watch what I wanted. I was allowed to listen to what I wanted. By the age of 8, I had watched every Freddy Krueger movie. I had watched every fucking Child's Play movie. And at the same time, I'm watching Winnie the Pooh and Bear in the Big Blue House. Okay? I'm allowed to listen to Nelly and whatever the equivalent of the Wiggles was at the time. I think I drove people crazy with Barney. And I'm pretty sure, Mama Dice, if you made it this far, you could tell us all about Barney.
Yeah.
You deserve it for this one. But... I was allowed to do anything, and all my mom and dad would do was sit down. Well, my dad was just fucking... My dad was a piece of work when it came to some of this stuff. But my mom would sit down and just be like, listen, you're allowed to do this. You are privileged enough... Ooh, did you hear that voice crack?
I did.
I got puberty, baby. You are privileged enough that you can sit here and have a talk with me and understand that just because you see this or you... watch it, because my mom loved wrestling all the time. I'd watch Stone Cold come out on a weekly basis and flip everybody off. There's mine. And flip everybody off. And I was like, ooh, I like that. He looks like a badass. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that around people. Okay. She was like, in songs, cuss all you want as long as it's not anything that would, if it wasn't the C word, if it didn't discriminate against a group of people because I listened to a lot of rap, and Nelly was one of my favorite rappers. So I wasn't allowed to say that word, and she didn't like fuck, but she knew I'd get away with it. She was like, never cuss around people unless it's in songs. Do not ever recreate any of the things in movies that you see. Understand that that is all fake and that none of it is real. And she would sit there and like watch movies with me and be like, you can see where they can, like, it was old scary movies. And this is where like my movie review stuff came from. It's, you can see where, oh look, that guy's holding blood packets as Gary Busey shoots him. Okay, yeah, that's really fake. I get that. And that's not real. You know, this isn't shit that really happens. And then you grow up and realize the real world's a lot scarier. So everything you fucking grew up watching was nothing. Then you turn into me who just has a potty mouth who does YouTube for a living. But, like, I was so nice. Like, it was, I never got in trouble for doing the suck it sign because I knew what it meant as far as it was an insult to people. And I wasn't allowed to insult people. Unless, and the only thing I was ever taught in my life is if you punch me, I kill you. My mom would never punish me unless I came home and either started the fight or I lost it. So that was the only rule going into school. Treat everybody with respect. Treat everybody like you want to be treated. If they fuck with you, hurt them.
Excuse me.
If they hurt you, hurt them. Not if they fuck with you. People can run their mouths.
I was just an asshole. I didn't get into too many fights. I got into enough fights.
I got into
enough fights to set me straight and also teach me the wonderful taste of victory.
I got into 3 fights. I got technically 4 fights. One of the first one I ever got into, I lost because the kid sucker punched me in the stomach and knocked the wind out of me. That was my first taste of defeat. The second one was broken up after I punched the kid in the face, and I started that one. That's the one I got in trouble for. My girlfriend cheated on me. It was the first time I ever got cheated on. I lost control, punched the kid in the face. We're cool now. The second one was a week-long thing where we were supposed to fight at a football field, and if anybody wants to hear the story, I don't know if I ever talked about it on Salty.
You did. You talked about it during Sekiro.
Oh, did I? Okay.
It was during the Roberto.
Then go check out Sekiro if you want to hear that story.
The only fight I really remember clearly in my mind, I don't know if I've told this one on Salty. Me and this kid were we butt heads every single day, and it finally had come to a head.
Man, I love that.
And he was going to run off the stage in our auditorium and just try to flying tackle me.
Okay.
And he thought I didn't know he was coming, but I can hear his big fucking clonky ass. No, I don't want to rip on those kids. This was a skinny guy.
Okay. Well, you said big clonky ass.
He had big clonky ass boots on because he was the shop kid. He was the kid who was always down in the shop room making shit. I think he went into a trade at some point, like. And I'm not, like, knocking on that, but he was a big, lanky kid with giant, clunky, steel-toed boots. So I heard him coming as soon as he took the first step. And so he went to do his dive, and I was standing a little bit back off the stage. And I brought my arm up like a flex, caught his neck in a headlock as he was coming, and I flipped him down on the ground. And he just, all of the momentum that was going forward was rerouted directly onto the auditorium floor, and you heard... Boo!
You were a theater kid, right?
No, we didn't have any theater. We tried to start a drama club in high school and it never worked. I never did theater in college. I did one production of South Pacific where I was an extra.
There used to be a scene in West Side Story that I performed in. I was action. And it was my favorite role because it was the first time ever doing theater. And I was like, there's only one role I want. Is I want that short dude who's angry and wants to fuck everything up. That was me in 9th grade because all I was angst and anxiety. And I was like, they gave it to me. I couldn't believe it. I had never sang in front of people before. I had never acted before. It started my career. But in the beginning of West Side Story, we had a huge fight scene where everybody would like break out and it was sharks versus jets. And you had to like, you paired off with people and things like that. And they paired me off with this kid who I hate. Hate. He did messed up things to me through middle school and high school. I hated this kid. And every time they would be like, every time we'd have this scene, it would start off with big fight, big fight. No, this was the middle scene. Whenever Riff, and spoiler alerts for West Side fucking Story, by the way.
Fuck. It's been at least 20 years.
It's been way more than 20 years.
Right, at least 20 years.
Riff dies. the leader of the Jets is dead. The Jets lose their mind and fight the Sharks, and I think the Sharks leader died too. I forget his name. I fucking really forget his name, but he dies in the fucking scene too. So everybody's angry and we're screaming at each other and stuff, and it's me and the kid are opposites of each other on stage, and we run at each other. And the scene is supposed to be I scoop him and then like take him to the back and kind of put him on the, like take him back a little bit and gently put him on the ground to make it look real. Every time, like, this may be a meme about the Gimli thing I've seen recently, but every time I lifted this kid in the air like it was a AA spine buster and brought him to the ground, and you heard the stage echo. Every time Mr. We'll call him Mr. Golf would stop the scene and go, "Hey guys, that was great. Just remember, we're not trying to hurt each other. We're trying to do this." "Oh yeah, we got," and the kid's trying to be real badass, like standing there like fucking back straight, like, yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, everything was good. I thought that was a good run. I'm like, cool. So nothing was wrong? He was like, yeah, nothing's wrong. I'm like, cool. Let's do it again. We run the scene again. Bam! One more time. Bam! I mean, opening night, I dropped that dude. Like, he couldn't come out for the next scene. I dropped that kid. Every night. Every scene, every time. I was like, stop running it. If you don't want him hurt, stop running it. Because I promise you I'm never going to cradle him to the ground.
Oh, well, I think
that was a nice trip down memory lane.
Yeah, right. I think that's going to be it for episode 6 of the 421. Thank you all for joining. And if you haven't already done those 3-click supports,
do it now.
We're going to real quick give a 3-click salute.
I don't think that's the clicks. Chick.
No, then you say what the first click is.
Oh, subscribe.
Yeah, fuck it. Edit a gunshot in. Well, fuck. Then I could just edit
a
it.
fucking shotgun in.
What's the second?
Maybe they shouldn't like, comment, and subscribe.
What's the second thing they gotta do?
Oh, you gotta hit the like button.
Oh, God damn it. Thank you. Fuck the third thing to do. Thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all next time.
Comment how bad we are.
Watch Salty Talks on Sunday.
Watch it. That's how this started.
And that's how it will end. That sounded real foreboding.
Look at that. 4 shadows on the wall. Weird. 4 shadows.
That's the worst fucking joke you've ever made.